Welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah.
We're going to be tackling a pretty interesting research paper. This one is called Automating Creativity.
Interesting title.
Yeah, you sent this in a while back, and
I did.
I was really intrigued by just the title alone.
Right.
It's by Minghui Huang and Roland T. Russ.
Okay.
And we've seen AI that can generate content.
Sure.
Can it be truly creative?
That is the big question, isn't it?
That's the question that this paper is trying to grapple with. And I
Yeah.
think they do a really good job of, first of all,
Yeah.
defining what is creative.
Laying out the groundwork.
Because just spitting out content doesn't necessarily mean it's creative.
No, it's got to be more than just generative. It's got to be
Yeah.
truly creative.
I mean...
Like a random word generator
Uh-huh.
can come up with new combinations that doesn't make it creative.
Yeah.
So this paper argues that for AI to be considered creative, its output has to be judged as such.
Yeah.
Either by humans or, even more interestingly, by the AI itself.
Wait, the AI judging its own work?
It's kind of a fascinating concept.
Oh, how is that even possible?
Well, they propose 3 criteria for assessing the AI's creative output:
Okay.
novelty, surprise, and value.
Okay, so break those down for me.
Sure.
Novelty seems
Novelty's pretty straightforward.
straightforward, like it's got to be something new.
Right, it can't be something that already exists.
Okay, but what about surprise?
Surprise.
Who are we surprising?
Surprising even the AI's creators.
Oh, so it's like we're...
Imagine you're working on this AI.
Right.
You give it a prompt, and it comes up with something that you never in a million years would have thought of.
Wow.
That's surprise.
So it's not just novel, it's like...
It goes beyond expectation.
It's like, wow.
I
Yeah, it's like this is
never would have thought of that.
really interesting. Where did this come from?
Okay, and what about value?
Yeah.
How do you measure value?
Well, value can take a lot of different forms.
It could be practical value, like a new marketing strategy
Right.
that actually increases sales.
Okay.
It could be aesthetic value, like a piece of music that evokes strong emotions.
Yeah.
It could even be scientific value,
Yeah.
a new theory that advances our understanding of the universe.
So it's not enough just to be like new and unexpected. It's got to actually have an impact,
Got to have an impact.
have a purpose.
Yeah, it's got to be meaningful.
Okay.
And then they go on to define 3 levels of AI creativity,
Okay.
each more sophisticated than the last.
Okay.
And they kind of connect it to types of innovation, which I think is a really helpful way to kind of
Yeah.
understand how this could evolve.
Yeah, innovation is something we can all wrap our heads around.
Exactly.
So what are these levels?
So the first level is what they call combinational creativity.
Okay.
This is where AI is already pretty strong.
Right.
Think of it as recombining familiar elements in new ways.
Okay.
Like, say, a music streaming service that suggests playlists based on your listening history.
Right.
It's creating something new,
Right.
but from elements that already knows.
So that's kind of like the AI equivalent of taking like Lego bricks
Yes.
that already exist and making a new structure.
Right.
Okay.
So it's innovative, but within a predefined set of possibilities.
Right.
Okay. The next level is where things start to get really interesting.
Okay.
This is called exploratory creativity.
Exploratory.
And at this level,
Okay.
AI isn't just recombining, it's exploring the edges of what's possible.
Oh.
It's pushing the boundaries.
So if combinational creativity is like incremental innovation,
Yeah.
exploratory creativity is like
More like disruptive innovation.
disruptive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine AI developing a completely new business model
Whoa.
or designing a product that no one had even thought of before.
Okay.
So it's going beyond the existing paradigms
Right.
and venturing into uncharted territory.
So then the final level is where AI becomes like super intelligent.
Well, it's certainly ambitious.
Okay.
The final level is transformational creativity.
Transformational.
And this is where AI would be capable of generating truly groundbreaking ideas
Okay.
that reshape entire fields or even our understanding of the world.
So like AI inventing the internet
Exactly.
or discovering a new law of physics.
Yes, these are
Us.
big ideas.
Pretty up bar.
And to be clear, the researchers acknowledge that this level of AI creativity is still largely hypothetical,
Yeah.
but it's a fascinating goal to strive for.
It is a fascinating goal.
Yeah.
So we've got these levels of creativity, but how do we actually get there?
That's the question.
Like, how do we push
How do we actually make this happen?
AI toward these
Yeah.
higher levels?
And that's where the core of the paper lies.
Okay.
They propose a framework
All right.
that they call prompt response reward.
Prompt, response, reward.
They argue that by carefully designing these three elements,
Okay.
we can guide AI towards more and more sophisticated forms of creativity.
So it's like training a dog, but instead of treats, it's
Right.
data and algorithms.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it
Yeah.
starts with the prompt.
All right.
And this is where we give the AI its creative mission.
So, like, give it a specific problem to solve or a question to answer.
Yes, but it's not just about giving basic instructions.
Okay.
The researchers emphasize that the prompts themselves need to be creative and thought-provoking
Okay.
in order to elicit truly creative responses from the AI.
So the prompts are like the seeds,
It's a good analogy.
and the type of seed we plant determines the
Yeah.
type of creative flower that blooms.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the prompts really set the stage for the AI's creative exploration.
And then we've got the response.
Yeah, the response, this is the AI's attempt to fulfill the prompt,
Mm-hmm.
to generate something new and valuable.
And that's where those three criteria that we talked about
That's where it all comes together.
really come into play.
Yeah.
Novelty, surprise, value.
The AI's response is evaluated based on those criteria.
And then finally, we've got the reward.
The reward.
So this is where we're like, good job, AI.
Yeah, this is
Like, give it a virtual pat on the head.
the reward is how we reinforce the behaviors that we want to see in the AI.
Okay.
So it could be as simple as giving the AI a higher score for producing a novel response,
Mm-hmm.
or it could involve more complex feedback mechanisms.
So it's like a feedback loop.
It's a feedback loop.
The AI learns and adapts based on
The rewards it
what
receives.
rewards shape its behavior.
But how do they actually test this framework?
Right.
Do they have like real-world examples of it in action?
They do. And they use two very interesting examples. They talk about developing new marketing strategies for Starbucks
Oh,
and the iPhone.
I like it.
I know you're particularly interested in AI's applications in the business world.
Always.
So I think you'll find these quite compelling.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Let's dive into those examples next time.
Sounds good. We'll see how this prompt response reward
Sure.
framework.
Can be used to generate creative solutions to real-world business challenges.
Awesome. I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, so let's talk about these real-world examples.
Yeah.
How did they use this framework to come up with new marketing strategies?
Well, they took these two iconic brands, Starbucks and the iPhone,
Okay.
and they gave the AI some pretty challenging prompts.
Let's start with Starbucks. What kind of creative challenge did they throw at it?
Imagine you're trying to sell Starbucks to a health-conscious market.
That's tough.
That's the prompt they gave it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, right?
Yeah, because, Starbucks is not exactly known for its
Not really.
kale smoothies and quinoa bowls.
Yeah, frappuccinos and health food.
Yeah.
Not exactly a natural fit.
So how did the AI approach this challenge?
Well, this is where that reverse interaction technique comes in.
Okay.
Instead of the researchers asking the AI questions, they let the AI ask them questions
No.
as if it were interviewing a Starbucks brand manager.
So the AI was basically saying, okay, help me understand why Starbucks would even want to target health-conscious consumers.
Yeah, what's the angle here?
Like, what's the...
Help me understand your thinking.
Yeah.
And by engaging in this back and forth dialogue,
Yeah.
the AI was able to gather insights and perspectives
Okay.
that it wouldn't have had otherwise.
That's smart.
So it's kind of a clever way
Yeah.
to get the AI thinking outside its usual algorithmic box.
So what kind of strategy did it actually come up with?
The AI proposed that Starbucks could position itself as a third place
Okay.
that offers an extension to an organic, sustainable, and healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
It's not just about the coffee, it's about the overall experience.
That's actually pretty brilliant.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah, it plays to Starbucks' existing strengths.
Yeah.
Like the atmosphere,
The community.
the community, but also like appeals to
Yeah.
this whole new segment of consumer.
It's hitting on all cylinders.
Did it come up with like any specifics?
The AI suggested focusing on high-quality, ethically sourced ingredients, offering more plant-based options, and promoting a wellness-oriented environment.
So it's not just like this vague idea. It was like,
It was a fleshed-out strategy.
it was a fleshed out strategy with actual recommendations.
Concrete recommendations.
Okay, impressive.
Yeah.
What about the iPhone example?
Okay, so for the iPhone,
Okay.
they use this technique called tree of thoughts reasoning.
Tree of thoughts reasoning.
It's kind of like the AI brainstorming with itself,
Okay.
exploring different decision paths and simulating the outcomes.
So it's like playing out
Kind of.
different scenarios.
Yeah, playing out different scenarios in its mind
Okay.
before landing on a solution.
What was the prompt they used for that one?
They asked the AI to explore new and unexpected target customer segments for the iPhone.
So thinking beyond.
Thinking beyond the usual suspects.
Millennials.
Yeah, millennials, tech enthusiasts, early adopters.
Right.
Okay, who did the AI come up with?
Who did it come up with?
Elderly users.
Really?
Yeah,
That's not the first group that comes to
not
mind.
the first group that comes to mind, right?
When I think of iPhone.
Why did the AI think this would be a good target?
Yeah.
Well, the AI recognized that older adults often value simplicity, ease of use, and a sense of security,
Okay.
which are all key features of the iPhone.
Right.
So it was able to kind of see the product's value proposition from a completely new perspective.
It's like it was able to challenge the assumptions
Absolutely.
that even experienced marketers might have.
Yeah, breaking down those preconceived notions.
Did it come up with a specific marketing angle for this new target segment?
It did. It came up with this slogan, profoundly personal, uniquely yours,
Oh, wow.
to emphasize the iPhone's ability to be a personalized and secure extension of someone's life,
That's really good.
an idea that could resonate strongly with older adults.
Wow, these examples are really making me think differently about the potential of AI.
Yeah, it's not just about automation, it's about augmenting human creativity
Yeah.
and pushing us to think in new ways.
I like that.
It's exciting stuff.
I'm a little apprehensive, though.
I understand that.
If AI can do all this,
Yeah,
what does that mean for us humans?
right. What does it mean for the future of human creativity?
Are we obsolete?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
And it's one that the paper touches on as well.
Okay.
And there's no easy answer.
Right.
I think it depends a lot on how we choose to use these powerful new AI tools.
Okay, so I definitely want to explore that further.
Yeah, let's dive into those big picture questions about the future of human creativity
Yeah.
in our next segment.
All right, so we've seen some pretty impressive examples of what AI can do in terms of creativity.
Yeah, marketing strategies, brainstorming new ideas.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable.
Where does that leave us humans?
Right.
If AI can generate all these ideas,
Yeah, is there still a place for us?
is there still a place for human
It's a world where AI is becoming increasingly adept at these tasks. It's
Exact.
a question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
And like many things with AI, it's not a simple answer.
Right.
But this paper does offer some interesting perspectives
Okay, I'm ready.
on how human creativity might evolve alongside AI.
All right, let's hear it.
So first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
they emphasize that even the most advanced AI systems are still reliant on human input and guidance.
That's true.
Remember that prompt response reward framework we talked about?
Yeah, even in those examples, like the Starbucks and the iPhone ones,
Right.
humans were still very much involved in like setting the goals and
Exactly.
evaluating the output.
Yeah, humans are still the ones defining the creative challenge, crafting the prompts, and ultimately deciding which AI-generated ideas are worth pursuing.
So it's not like we're just passively observing AI's creativity. We're
Mhm.
actively like
We're shaping it.
shaping and directing
We're
it.
still in the driver's seat.
Okay,
Think
Yeah.
of it more like a collaboration than a competition.
I like that.
AI can be an incredibly powerful tool
Mm-hmm.
for expanding our creative horizons. But it's still a tool
We're holding the tool.
that needs to be wielded by a human hand.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it's
It's not about AI replacing us.
about augmenting our abilities.
It's about AI augmenting our own creativity.
Imagine AI as a brainstorming partner
Oh, I like that.
that can generate hundreds of ideas in seconds,
Oh,
explore
okay.
unexpected connections,
Yeah.
push you to think outside your usual patterns.
That's a pretty amazing brainstorming partner.
It is a pretty amazing brainstorming partner.
Yeah, but I do wonder, like, if we become too reliant on AI for that inspiration,
Sure.
could it, like,
Yeah.
stifle our own creative muscles?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah,
Like any tool, it depends on how we use it.
right.
If we let AI do all the heavy lifting and simply accept its output without question,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, it could potentially limit our own creative growth.
So it's about finding that balance,
Finding that balance.
like leveraging AI's strengths.
Yeah, leveraging AI strengths while still nurturing our own creative thinking.
This has been a really,
It's a delicate dance.
it is a delicate dance. This has been a really thought-provoking conversation.
It has.
We've gone from, like,
Yeah.
what is AI creativity
To how it might impact us.
to how it's being used to what it means for the future of human creativity.
And I think that's just the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah.
As AI continues to evolve,
Uh-huh.
we're going to need to keep asking these questions,
Right.
grappling with the ethical and philosophical implications of this technology.
Well, you've given me a lot to think about, that's for sure.
Good, I'm glad.
And for our listeners, If you're as intrigued by this topic as we are,
Yes.
we've included a link to the full research paper in the show notes.
Definitely worth a read if you want to dive deeper.
It's a dense paper,
Yeah. It's really interesting.
but it's fascinating stuff.
And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
What are your hopes and fears
Yeah.
about the future of AI and creativity?
What are your big takeaways from this conversation? Share your insights with us on social media.
We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Keep learning.
keep learning, and keep that creative spark alive.
Absolutely.